Hey guys, what's going on? TheRealOGnick here, bringing you a brand new Marvel Rivals video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a tier list for all of the heroes and just my opinions on them. I am a flex player that got to Celestial, so I feel like I have a pretty good basis on all of these heroes here. And just overall, I think their effectiveness and what makes them so good. We're going to go from tank to DPS to support. And if you see here, I have a couple different tiers. I have pick slash ban, which is going to be heroes that you either should ban or should pick every game, pretty much. Then niche, which is heroes that are generally really bad, but do have some, as it says, niche situations where they can work extremely well. So I have a couple people there. I might get rid of C tier. We'll see how this shakes up. I might make some changes, but let's get right into it. We're going to start off with Thor. Thor is extremely good. I absolutely love him. He's probably my favorite tank to play. I play a lot of Mag, but that's mainly because Magneto's super good. But Thor is extremely fun, and I really love him. His recent buff of the quality of life that he got is really nice. I really hope they get rid of his public cooldown of the 2 seconds between abilities. I think it's really annoying and makes him feel bad. But he's super good. Great team up with Cap, Storm, Loki, Hela, extremely good team up. But I do think he can be abused in certain aspects. But for the most part, I think you can pick Thor and a vast majority of games and perform well, especially if you're using the team up due to Hela, Storm, Cap all being super good. So I think he is an easy A. You can't really go wrong with him for the most part. The Thing, new tank here, really, really good. I think that people might think I'm wrong, but I think he's a better version of Hulk, honestly. The only reason the Hulk is a little bit better is because of the team up. The Thing has a decent team up, but for the most part, it doesn't do that much, in my opinion. Like, it's nice, but it's not crazy. I think he is good, and I think he is a hero that if you have a second tank, because you need a second tank with him, much like a Hulk, you can pick him in almost any situation. He'll perform super well. He's a very good disruptor. When he pushes you, you have to deal with him quickly. You can't just let him run by. So I think for the Thing, I'm debating A or S. I'm gonna throw him A just because S I'm reserving for two different tanks. Hulk, with Hulk, he did get nerfed, and I do think that it did a lot to him, honestly. I think that it really hurt him in the sense of his Gamma team up's not nearly as strong as it was. It's not that much point anymore. And he did get a health nerf. So I think with him, he's still really good. He's still very good, but I don't think he's a bannable hero anymore. I don't think he needs to be banned anymore. I still see people ban him, but I don't think he requires being banned anymore. I would still put him in S though, just because in the majority of situations you can pick him and he'll perform super well. So that's just my whole thing with that. Venom. Venom is really weird because he's really good, but he is niche sometimes in the sense that you really need a Spider-Man with him because there's no other tanks or anything that are very super dive like he is. But I do think he is good, and I think that with a Spider-Man, it works, but you need a good Spider-Man. And let's be honest, 99% of people can't play Spider-Man to a high level. So for him, I would put into B. I would not. I would much rather see a Thing, Thor, or Hulk on my team over a Venom. But that's just personal preference on what I like to play. So I'd probably throw him in B here. I'm not saying he's bad. You can definitely make him work, but for the most part, I think he's just not as good as the other tanks for the most part. But Captain America's next. Cap is really good. Anyone saying he's weak, I think either one, don't know how to play him, or two, have not come across anybody who can play him really well. The only thing with him is I feel like for the most part, he does require the team up with Thor, but if he gets that team up, he is disgusting, and he is a problem for majority of people. I think that you can pick him on the ladder, and if you get a little bit of people playing around you, he works really well. And I think he's just super strong. The buffs he got were insane. Defense, mobility. He didn't get really any damage buffs, but he got good projectile speed buffs and whatnot. So I think he's extremely good, actually. And yeah, I think for him, I'll throw him right next to Thor. They kind of go hand in hand. I think if you play one, you should play the other. Um, Now, granted, there are situations where Thor and Cap don't work because they are a little different. But if you can get them to play in the same realm as far as the brawl kind of comp, and you get them to kind of work together in that way and really focus on people together, they can roll the lobby, and there's not much you can do. You really have to go tank busters for them and pray to God that you can stop them. But yeah, I think they're super good, and I honestly would even say like Cap Loki works really well with Venom. He might even work better with Venom than Thor, but Thor's team up makes Captain America actually lethal and gives him the lethality that I feel like he's missing for a lot of people. So, but that's just me. Strange, S, easy. I would consider putting him in pick or ban, but I don't think he's worth the ban in my opinion. I think there's other heroes that are really annoying that I would much rather ban, but I think he's an easy S. And I would even put him like this actually. If I'm gonna put them in order, I'll probably do this. He's just super good. You can pick him on every map, like mode. I mean, not map mode, but every game mode, every map, um, every team comp. He works. There's nothing that he can't do. So extremely good. He did get a 50 HP nerf, but let's be honest, that doesn't mean anything. He's still incredibly strong. One of the best tank alls in the game. Honestly, the best tank all in the game, and he's incredible. He's cracked. So if you need to learn a tank, learn Strange. Groot. Groot is really, really good. The only thing is if you're facing poke, like you're facing a Punisher, a Hawkeye, a Hela, a Moon Knight, or a Namor, like these kind of heroes, then he really does struggle. But if you know what you're doing and you're in a good team composition for it, he is extremely good. And I think for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and throw him in A. I would consider S, but the only problem with S is you can stop him from range. If you play poke, he can't do much about it. But he has one of the best alts in the game by far. It's right up there with Strange. The only difference is Groot has a little bit less kill potential in the neutral of a game. And like I said, he can't deal with range like a Magneto or like a Strange can because of no shields and whatnot. He does have walls. He did get a nice wall range buff. But overall, I think A is good for him because he does need to be enabled a little bit by a DPS combo. Sometimes, depending on, if we're trying to save it for killing through support alts, he needs a combo with somebody. But he can be disgusting. I think he's super good. And yeah, one of my favorite tanks to play. Next, we got Penny. Penny's going to be our first niche hero. She's one of those where the lower the ranks, the better she is, but the higher the ranks, the worse she is. She's very good in certain situations. Like if they're running like a Venom, Spider-Man, Black Panther, like sort of composition, then she's really, really good. But if they run anything other than that, then she's kind of dog shit. Like that's just really what it is. Um, she can be super good, but she can't be a solo tank in my opinion. If she is a solo tank, is usually not that good of news. Sometimes it can work, but for the most part, she needs to be a second tank, and her only role is to stop dive. So she's a niche. She can be good in very, very situational things, but for the most part, I don't want to see a Penny on my team. I'd much rather see any other tank on my team, and it's not even close. Last tank, Mag, S tier, get up there. Incredible tank. I prefer him over Strange personally, but that's just play style and what I enjoy. His alt is really good. It can be used offensively or defensively. He has a shield, a bubble, good solid range, good damage. Yeah, there's just really nothing he lacks in. He is the quintessential all around great tank. He can protect, he can attack. There's just nothing that he really can do. Even after a little nerf he just got, um, he's still just so good. And I would play him. He's anyone in this S tier outside of maybe Hulk. Like you can pick and you will be fine. Like mainly like Mag and Strange. The reason I have Hulk up there is because of Strange and the whole team up situation with that. He makes Strange one shot people. So Hulk needs to be up there just because, like I said, you can play Strange every game. So if Hulk's not banned, then put him here. Plus, I don't think he's a ban hero anymore personally. People still ban him now, but I don't think that he deserves it. But that's just me. And those are the tanks. I don't think any tanks deserve a ban. If you were to ban a tank, I would say probably Strange or Hulk, just to get rid of the team up. But other than that, I don't think any tanks deserve a ban. And I think that they're all very good in their own ways. Like I said, Venom can be A, but for the majority of players, I feel like he's just not that good. But that's just me, though. But yeah, on to the DPS. We're going to start off with Hawkeye. Hawkeye is weird because some Hawkeyes are terrible, and then there's other ones that literally I can't play the game. Like if I peek out, I am dead every single time. I get Widowmaker fucking PTSD flashbacks from my years of Overwatch, but Hawkeye can be really good. It's just I feel like consistency wise, the one right here next to him, Hela, I think is just way better. But Hawkeye can be good. But if I'm talking about the ladder and the majority of players and what they can do, I would much rather see a Namor, a Hela, a Star Lord, Storm, Bucky. Like I'd much rather get those on my team just because of the utility and their alts. Because I do think his alts kind of ass. But yeah. So for him, I'm gonna throw him in B. People are gonna get mad at this, I'm sure, but I just think like if you get a really good one, easy pick ban. Like he will control the game. But the majority of players are going to be down here and they're bad. So I'm going to throw him relatively, I guess in the middle would technically be A, but I don't want to give him A. I don't think he's an A. I think for the majority of players, he's not that good. And he is pretty susceptible to dive. Like if you're good enough at the game, you can get by him and really bully him out of the pick. So I don't think he's crazy. Hela, get her out of here. If she's not banned, you need to pick her. She's bugged right now. She has no damage drop off virtually. Great alt, mobility, CC, high damage output, 2 taps people across the map, 250 HP, which used to be 275, but we'll take what we can get. Like she's incredible. Like I'm surprised she's not getting banned more. I've been playing her more and more, and yeah, it's disgusting what you can do with her. You can force out ultimates and whatnot. You can control a lot of space. You can take space with it. There's nothing she can't really do. You need to play her if she's not banned, in my opinion. If you're struggling, don't know what to go Hela, tap some heads, and you're going to carry the game pretty much every time. You don't even have to be super good. You just hit your shots relatively, and even if they're not headshots, you're going to destroy people. So, yeah, really good. Human Torch. I don't know. Human Torch, I think, is kind of not great. I think I would consider him like a DPS Penny, except he's worse than Penny, in my opinion. The only thing good about him is the Storm team up, in my opinion. If he has the team up, he's fucking S tier. If he has the team up, mainly because he enables Storm. But if we're just talking about the hero by themselves in a pick, I do not want to see him on my team. I don't want to see him on my team. So he's going C. I don't want to see him. He's not good, in my opinion. I think he is very bad. I think that, yeah, like I said, outside the team up, he doesn't offer much. His primary is super weak. His dive bomb is mainly an escapability. His like fences he can make are cool, but majority of the time they don't work, or they just literally do a couple ticks of damage and that's it. He takes too much setup and he's too easy to shoot out of the air, especially with, look at here, Hela and Hawkeye too. Like I said, Hawkeye's only B because consistency, but if you got a good Hela or Hawkeye, he literally can't play the game. So it's just, that's how I feel about it. Widow, Black Widow. I don't think she's terrible. But again, I think that the meta doesn't fit her right now. It's kind of we're close to a dive meta. We're definitely getting into the brawly dive meta currently. So I think with her, honestly, I'm going to go see. I do, like, if I'm playing comp and I see one on my team, I'm not excited. Like, I'm going to sigh at the screen. I don't want one on my team. I think she's a buff or two away from becoming busted, but she right now is just she can be good, but again, for the majority of players, I think she's just going to be really ass. So that's where I'm going to put her right now. Black Panther. Black Panther is weird. Like he can be good, but again, like if we're comparing Black Panther to the others, like I'd much rather play a Black Panther than a Magic. I'd much rather play a Black Panther than a Spider Man, depending on the map. Like when it comes to that kind of play style, Iron Fist we'll get to, but when it comes to that play style, I don't mind him. So, but he can be really good. It's just there's a lot of things that stop him. Like if they have a thing, he can't play the game. If they have like in the more very difficult for him to play the game, like there's just certain things. But I think he can be good. So I'm going to throw him in B. He has potential. I think that a lot of players might struggle with him, but I think the ones who actually learned him before the nerfs and all that can still dominate the game given the team comp. It's just he struggles a bit more than the other divers, so that's why I have him right there. Iron Fist had a ton of changes, a lot of changes actually, and I think that for the most part the ideas are right, but I don't like that they try to make his damage percentage based because I don't think it worked really well. And the reason I don't think it worked really well is because for the most part, he just can't survive in that scenario. And I don't think that he's that strong damage wise. Like he has moments where he can pop off, but I'll be honest. Again, he's one of those heroes. Over I see an Iron Fist on my team, I'm like, ugh. Like unless they're really disgusting, I don't think he's very good. I would throw him in C. I think that he has a place at times, but he's not a niche hero. I for the majority of my games, I don't want to see him. I never see him really. He's just yeah, he's just a hero in the game for me. I don't really like him. Would like them to revert the changes they made as far as the percentage based damage and go from there. I think that he's better as going after squishies. It doesn't really work how it is now, but that's just me. Iron Man. Iron Man's tough because he can be really strong, but again, Hela, Hawkeye, Namor, Star Lord, like Iron Man can struggle. So again, for my rank and for what I see in my games, he's C. He is C. He can be extremely good. His ultimate's great because he can go through defensive ults and everything. But for the most part, he doesn't get played. He just really doesn't get played much. With the team up, he can sometimes, but again, Hela, Hawkeye, Star Lord, no more. Like he Punisher, Bucky. Like it's just like he just can't do anything. He has moments, he has a place, but I think it's very hard to get value from him in the higher ranks. It just is. Flyers kind of tend to not do so great unless they are like a storm where they have more of a utility aspect behind them. So I'd put him in C. You could argue B, but for right now, I'll keep him C. I might change it. We'll see. Magic, pick or ban. Probably a hot take, but at least the last week or so, I've been going against some of the most disgusting, disrespectful, fucking punk child demons I've ever fucking met or known to man. She's annoying as fuck. I wish I could play this hero. I might have to learn her, but she's been fucking me up. And every game I play, she is super, super good. I think probably one of the best dive heroes in the game. She's extremely strong, and I've been banning them. If I see somebody with a punk child banner or anything magic on their banner or anything, I just ban her. I'd get her out of here. I don't want to deal with her. She's annoying as fuck. She's so good. Yeah, I think she's a pick or ban hero for me personally. She's extremely strong, and yeah, I think she's sick. She's awesome, but yeah, gross ass hero. Can't stand her. Um, Mr. Fantastic. For whatever reason, he got nerfed. I don't know why, but he got nerfed. And I think he's kind of ass. Like, genuinely. I think he's bad. I don't think he offers much. He does act as a pseudo tank and he can be decent. There are moments where he does thrive, but his ultimate is horrible. His team up is okay. His damage is he doesn't have high pick potential. The only thing he really does is survive. And if you're just surviving, taking up resources, other than getting your support ults, but you're still taking resources from them, causing them to focus on other people, you're not bringing much to the fight. He's going C. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, we're going to add a row below. We're going to add one more because I think we need it. We're going to do it because I think we need it. And that way, because I don't like this, I'm going to throw him here, Iron Fist here. I think that's better. That looks better to me because I think these two are just awful. Widow has a place, Iron Man has a place, Mr. Fantastic has a place, but I think for the most part they're not that good. But that's just me. Moon Knight. See, actually, we're gonna move Iron Man up too. I like that. Iron Man because he can be really good, just he gets picked off a lot. Moon Knight, see, he's only good because he combos with Groot. Other than that, he's so easily killable. He can do a lot of damage if they're running trip support. That is the one nice thing about him. That's why he was being ran a lot last season, or like in season 1 because of the whole trip support comp. But for the most part, I think he is pretty ass. He's super easy to kill, super easy to dive, huge hitbox. Just 2-tap him with Hela or dive him with any of the dive heroes, and he's gonna fall over. He's really only good because he has his ultimate, because it can kill through support ults, but you need a combo with a Groot or like a Doctor Strange or something. So he's C. He's got a place, but he needs to be enabled, which is kind of the problem. Namor, get him out of here. Namor is crazy. He's so good. Especially with the Luna team up, he's disgusting. That slow is absolutely crazy. They might as well freeze you in place. That's how slow you move. So Namor is extremely good. You can play him in any situation. He'll get value. His ultimate is incredible. It can stop other people's ultimates, and it can also kill people super easily. It can be comboed up super easily. There's just not a situation where he's bad, in my opinion. You can pick him every single game and do super well. Excuse me. And so I think he's just really good. So I would definitely ban him. If he's not banned, you could pick him every game. It's C0 issue pretty much. He is incredibly strong. So, Psylocke. Psylocke is weird. And she's weird because she's good, but I don't see her in my games, really. Like, I see one every fucking 20 games, it feels like. I don't see her much. Her ultimate sucks. I'm going to say it, her ultimate sucks. The change to her ultimate made it really bad, especially now with Loki and all these other heroes being played. Doesn't do much. The whole barrier change was bad. But she still got her one-shot combo, and she can still be played at a high level. But from my experience, she's not played that much from what I see. But I think that's because there's just other better heroes. I would put her in A still. Like, she's good, but I just think that there's just other options that she gets played over, especially for the type of like niche she fills. I would still put her A though, because I would much rather see a good Psylocke on my team over any of these other DPS. Hawkeye, again, he's only there because just consistency wise. But I would give her a solid A. She's got a really good neutral game. Her ult, like I said, is kind of ass. But depending on your rank and whatnot, you can definitely force out defensive ults with it because people panic. So, not terrible. Scarlet Witch, you probably think I'm going to go D or C. I'm going niche. The reason I'm going niche is because if you ban Namor, right? Or let's say they have a Spider-Man, Black Panther, whatever, and they ban Namor, Scarlet is actually not bad. Like, she can fill in that role and play super good into it. If you have a really good Star-Lord that you're facing, or you have a good Star-Lord on your team, and they are struggling, oftentimes I'll see them go Scarlet. And as a Star-Lord player myself, if you see my guide, just wink, wink, then Scarlet can be annoying because, like, she's just tracking you the whole time, so you can't make a mistake or you have to flee. So she fills a niche. I used to think she was awful, but like, I've been playing her and I've been seeing her more in my games. She's situational and she can fill a really good role if need be. Like I said, if Namor's banned, she can fill that role a little bit to help fight back. So that's why I got her in niche. Spider-Man, B. We're going Spider-Man B. I'm going to throw him right next to Venom here. I'm going to switch these up, actually. There we go. I like that. We're going to throw him there. Reason being is because he and Venom are extremely good, but they need to be played together. That is the only thing, is they need to be played together. Otherwise, they just don't do well. And I think on depending on the map, Spider-Man's super strong because he can pull people off, which is one of his best things. His ultimate's really good. Mobility is obviously crazy, and if you can get into more band, then he can kind of take over a game. So I'm gonna go B because one, 98, 99% of players can't fucking play this hero. Two, you need a band more. Like that's there's a couple caveats, and you kind of also need the Venom team up. You don't need it, but it really really helps, especially with the buff to that team up. But these two are really good together. But that's the only issue, is you need to play them together. And depending on how high of a level you are, you might get target banned. Just depends. But that's where I'd put them. Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl. I see people rank her low, but like honestly, dude, I think she's pretty fucking good. I don't see her too often, but like sometimes I see her and like she can low key kind of take over a game. Uh I'm looking at the rest of the DPS and like where I'd want to put people. We're gonna do. I'm gonna go A for right now. I'm gonna have to think about it. Actually, here let me do the other DPS and then we'll get back to her because I'm mixed on her. I'm between B and A, but we'll wait because I need to think about it. I need to place these other ones to kind of see where I'm going with it. Star Lord, easy S. I don't think he's worth the ban. But I mean, if you watch my video, he is good in every situation. He's good against every single team comp. He's good in every single team comp. He's just incredible. I love him. Great pick potential. He can work with poke, work with dive, work with brawl, work in any situation. Great ultimate. Just I don't think there's really a flaw to this hero. My favorite hero in the game. One of the best DPS in the game. Fucking awesome hero. Storm. I don't think she's worth a ban as much anymore, but if my team goes to ban her, I'm not mad at it. So we're going to go and pick and ban. And the reason also, too, is because of the team up with Cap and Thor. If she gets that, she's even stronger. And she's one of those heroes where she gets banned a lot still. And I can 100% understand why. Like Hulk, I personally don't understand why he's still banned so much. Honestly, that's why I have him in S. Storm, I can understand why. I can 100% see it. But that's just me. Really good. Even though she got nerfed, she's still very good utility. Helps her team out well. If she plays around, her team can catch a huge pocket because she is lower to the ground, unlike an Iron Man or Human Torch. Well, Human Torch should be played high up in the air, but a lot of people do. Well, more specifically, like Iron Man, where he's just going to get picked out the air before the supports can look up and help. She's going to be right by her supports and tanks the whole time anyway. So she's going to be catching a lot of pocket heals just by the sheer nature of her positioning. So super, super good, super strong in my opinion. Punisher. Punisher's good. He is good. I think that you can play him in a lot of situations as well. He's good at tank busting. If they do have a Venom, Cap, Thor, whatever, he can perform well and really help protect your teammates, stay back with the back line, and have a shotty out really ready to tap some heads with it. Good range. His turret can be good in certain situations. Solid mobility with a zip line. And his ultimate. His ultimate's really good. If you comboed up with somebody, he can kill through defensive ults. So I'll throw him A. I'll throw him A. Bottom tier A, but I'll throw him A just because he's very consistent. You know what you're going to get. He does have a big ass hitbox, but really solid. If you have a Bucky and a Raccoon, get some pretty decent value there. Just a good hero. Just all around super solid. You can pick him every game and he can work. The only issue with him is if they have a Hela, then he gets fucking shit on. But if they don't have a Hela or the Hela's banned, whatever the case is, you can play him and do just fine in most situations. Yeah, I think he's really solid. Not incredible, not insane, but I think he's really solid. Bucky. I have been going back and forth with him between S and pick or ban. He is the most played DPS right now in the game. I think he's absolutely busted. He can basically never have to reload if you know what you're doing with your cooldowns. Crazy, crazy value potential in kidnapping. Um, he can shut down a lot of people, flyers, anything. He shuts them down. Team up is really good too. Granted, you have to use rocket, but I mean, his team up does do work if you end up having a rocket on your team. I would put him S though. I do enjoy banning him. I think he is worth the ban at times. Um, but most games I would much rather ban a Magic, ban a Hella, ban a Namor, ban a Storm. Like I Bucky is just super good. And if you were to say no, you need to ban him, I totally agree and I totally understand. Um, just for the most part, I don't think he deserves a ban. That's just me. I think he could get it, and I'd be totally fine. Like if I see they have a Bucky main, I'm banning him right away. But for the most part, I think that you can get away with not banning him if you're good enough. So, especially again with like a Hella, Magic, whatever, they can fuck him up. But he is super good, the most played DPS for a reason. Wolverine, I don't personally agree with it. I think that he should be S tier. Honestly, I think he gets banned too much, but I do understand why. He is really fucking annoying, and I think that's the biggest thing. And a lot of people get mad at me sometimes. I don't say that he doesn't deserve a ban because he's not really strong at times. I say he doesn't deserve a ban because he he doesn't do anything, and in my opinion, he's really easy to shut down. But there are times where like if you don't ban him and like your team doesn't switch to the right things or play around to how to deal with him, he literally will take over the game, and there's nothing you can do. You do need help from a team. So if you're running in a high level lobby with people who are communicating, he can't do shit. But if you're not, which is most people, he will take over the game. So he is a hero that can also catch a ban, and I would be perfectly fine with that. So that's just me though. Back to Squirrel Girl. After looking at this, honestly, I'm gonna go B. I was thinking A, but like honestly, like I'd probably throw her B. She can be really good, but for the most part, she's just pretty decent. Like depending, like if they're running a big dive comp, she can't really do anything unless she's really, really good at Squirrel Girl, whoever's playing them. But other than that, like most Squirrel Girls are just going to be kind of eh. Like that's just kind of how I look at it. I don't see too many, but when I do see them, they either do nothing or they pop the fuck off. There's no in between. So B is, I think, perfectly fine for her, honestly. But that's just me. Supports. This is going to be the fun one. I'm going to start with Cloak and Dagger. She got shit on by these nerfs. I think she went from being the best support in the game to now being the fourth best support in the game. But she can still be very good. For that reason, I'm going to go A. I think she's A. And I know people will be like, oh, well, she's the most picked support in the game. Yeah, she's the most picked support in the game because she has auto aim and she's super good. Like, she's just very consistent. You know what you're getting. She has Discord, a decent alt now. Um, and she does have a place, but one, Magneto's being played almost every game. Two, she got a huge alt nerf. Three, she's just not that good compared to the top four, in my opinion. Like she is really good. Um, like she's just bottom of those tops because she just can't keep up with the healing as much. Her damage is decent. Her damage has a place. It's just her alt took a huge hit, and that's really the big issue for me. But still really good. Like not talking shit about her. Just she went from up here and she's down here a little bit. Invisible Woman, S. Not pick or ban, but S. Like I said, when I say pick or ban, it's like if you either ban them or you pick them. You never really should ban an Invisible Woman to me, depending on your comp if it's super niche. But for the most part, she is super good. I would argue she is the best support in the game. just crazy, crazy, crazy good. Um, yeah, just super good. The push and pull stops so many things. She's awesome. Good healing, good damage, good mobility for the most part with her jump and her invis. And yeah, just there's not really a flaw to her kit. Her ult's awesome. 8-second fucking invisibility heal. Crazy good. Can't go wrong with her at all. Adam Warlock, niche. The reason I say Adam Warlock is niche is because you need to play him with a Mantis Star-Lord, which could be asking a lot from people. But if you do get a Mantis Star-Lord and a trip support comp, then he's fucking insane. But that's the only problem is you need trip support. So you kind of need to do a lot to enable Adam Warlock. But if you enable Adam Warlock, he is crazy strong and can be very, very viable. It's just a matter of enabling him. But if you can enable him, he is the best third support in the game, in my opinion. Does a ton of damage, does his Soul Bond, which I think Soul Bond is one of the best abilities in the game. Okay heals, but he can heal himself, which is nice. And yeah, he's just really, really solid, especially in the trip support. But he is a niche because you need a Mantis, you need a Star-Lord, you need a trip support. Like, you need a lot of things to really make him work. And that's why he only really works in the higher ranks, is because you need a lot to make him work. Plus, he is really hard to play in comparison to, like, Cloak and Dagger, for example. So, Jeff D. Sorry. Jeff is D tier. He is only good in a trip support setup where you play him as not a support, you play him as a DPS, which at that point just play a fucking DPS. Like, he sucks. I'm sorry, he's ass. I would say the worst support in the game. Overall, he is the worst support in the game. Cute, love the guy, but just I'd never want to see a Jeff on my team. Even with a Luna team up, I don't want to see him. Loki, S. Not even S, sorry. Pick or ban. He is so good. A good Loki never dies. He has the best cooldown for supports, in my opinion. Soulbond's second, but I think he has the best with his lamp, I guess. I forget the name of it, but I call it lamp. Where he basically it's a mini ult and it's very quick cooldown for what it does. Super good, great mobility, can go invisible, good ass damage with the clones. Great healing with the clones, good burst. His ultimate is the best support ult in the game because he can copy every single ult in the game. It doesn't matter. You need damage, you got it. You need defense, you got it. You need healing, you got it. Whatever the case is, he can do it. Incredible. And I've been seeing him get banned more and more. Between him and Invisible Woman, as far as best, it just depends. They go hand in hand. It just really depends on the player and the situation. If the player is a very high skill player, Loki. If not, go Invisible Woman. Crazy value for what you can do or what you have to do. So yeah, Loki's gonna be pick or ban for me. If you can play Loki, pick him every game. You will carry. But yeah, Mantis. I'm gonna throw Mantis in A. I'm gonna throw Mantis in A because she's really good. Her ult's good, great damage, has sleep that can stop ults, can buff her teammates, good burst healing for the most part. Not good healing over time or anything, but decent burst when needed. Um, yeah, just a really good hero, can defend herself super well against dive. And yeah, very strong, good with the Atom team up, good with Star-Lord. Um, she can heal flyers and everything super easily. Just she's super, super strong, and she's been getting a big uptick in playtime, which I'm happy. I'm a Lord Mantis. That was my first Lord, so really she's in a very good spot right now. I'm gonna put her over Cloak and Dagger too, by the way. But yeah. Honestly, looking at this, I'm considering putting Cloak and Dagger down to B. You know what? I'm doing it. Yeah, Cloak and Dagger B. We're doing that. Luna. We're gonna go pick or ban. The reason we're going pick or ban is because 1, 12-second ultimate, ridiculous. 2, snowflake healing, crazy. She can heal 2 people at once. Now on top of her clap. Her clap does a ton of damage and does a ton of healing going through everybody. And then the most important thing is her team up. It enables Namor to fucking hell with that goddamn fucking blue ice turret bullshit. I fucking hate that thing. Crazy. So she's up there as well. These are the three horsemen, not the four. These are the three horsemen right now. I only have Invisible Woman S tier just because these guys have crazy team ups, whereas Invisible Woman doesn't have that great of a team up, in my opinion, or at least anything that does anything for her. These two get enabled or enable people so much. Um, yeah, they're just super, super strong. If you're going to play support, pick one of these three. If you're not, pick Mantis. Worst case, pick Cloak. That's basically how it goes. Don't even think about Jeff. Okay. Rocket. I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. Okay. We're doing it. Oh wait, what'd I do? Hang on. Hang on. I fucked up. See? This is how fucking annoying Rocket is. He fucks me up. There we go. Rocket. Dog shit. Horrible. The most overrated support in the game. And yeah, he's just ass. He is ass. And I know a lot of people, because I've been seeing the arguments. Oh, well, he has the highest pick, or not the highest pick rate. He has the highest win rate in the game. He's got to be one of the best supports. Win rates do not matter if you take away the context. And I can break it down very simply. If you think Rocket is an amazing support because of his team up, then you were also going to sit there and tell me, you have to, that Adam Warlock is better than Cloak and Dagger, better than Invisible Woman, and better than Luna Snow. He has a higher win rate than these three heroes. Are you going to sit there and tell me that Adam Warlock is better than them because of his win rates? Fuck no. And if you are, then you're not even worth discussing this with. Rocket is ass. He is only played in low ranks because he is the easiest hero in the game to play. His healing is bad. Healing over time and AoE heals aren't good. Burst healing is always going to be king. Same way with damage. Burst damage is always king, but damage over time can work, but burst is always going to be better in every situation. His BRB is stupid, so easily destroyable in high ranks. People just destroy that shit for fun. As Star Lord, if I see they have a rocket, all I'm doing for the first 10 seconds of the 20 seconds of the match, I'm gonna find that BRB and destroy that bitch. That's all you gotta do. Other thing with Rocket, the whole thing with the BRB too. I'm sorry. Why use a revive when you can just keep your team from dying in the first fucking place with Soul Bond, Lamp, Snowflake and burst healing and shield, fucking burst healing right here with buffs, Discord, burst healing, the fucking healing amplifier thing, whatever the fuck, I forget what it's called, the wall of light thing, bubble. Like, why are you going to use Rocket? There's no fucking point. Next, people talk about his damage. Oh, well, he can actually shred tanks up close. Dude, he has a 10-meter range. After 10 meters, it drops off. At 20 meters, it's 40%. He is terrible for damage, terrible with healing. BRB is stupid and trash. The only things he has going for him is one, his mobility. He's got very good survivability because of it, which inflates his healing numbers because it allows him to have more uptime due to less deaths, so it can work. But again, if you're facing a competent team, he dies all the time. I play Star-Lord. I hunt down Rocket Raccoon for fun. Every time I see a raccoon, I'm like, I am going to eat his ass alive and fucking take him off the fucking map. I'm going to make his ass switch or he's throwing the game. The other thing he does good is he enables Bucky. Punisher a little bit, not so much with Punisher, but he does enable Punisher a bit, depending on the situation. But Bucky, he enables Bucky a lot. Bucky doesn't need the team up, but it does help. And Bucky goes buck fucking wild with the team up sometimes, especially if he just wants to spam his shit, pull somebody in, and just fucking light their ass up. But he doesn't need the team up. So it's like, I'd rather have a defensive ult or something else that's going to be better. And speaking of ultimates, he has the worst support ult in the game outside of fucking Jeff. His ult sucks ass. When you're getting your fucking ass ate by a Hella on the Moor, fucking you hear fucking Eye of Agamotto, whatever, the last thing I want to hear, not to quote fucking Tim, is fucking here's enjoy the amplifier. That's the last thing I want to fucking hear. I don't want to hear it. He is ass. And I know there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, oh well, if you combo up with his ult, you can kill through defensive ults. Why the fuck am I going to burn two ultimates, a DPS ult and a support ult, to beat one support ult when I can just use one support ult in conjunction or in like competition? That is bad value. You're using two ults for one. Bad value. Period. That just math. Period. Bad value. The only reason he has such a high win rate is because he's played in low ranks. In high ranks, his pick rate is down to below 10%. I just think he's awful. I think people who pick him in a duo support lineup are throwing the game. He is only ever valuable in a trip support lineup. And even then, if we're running trip support, why not run a trip support of Adam, Mantis, Invisible Woman, or Loki, Luna, Invisible, or Mantis, Cloak, Invisible? Like, there's just every other combination is better. Even fucking Jeff, because at least Jeff can do some damage, especially if you have a Luna. He's actually not terrible. His ult is hit or miss, but if it hits, it fucking hits. Jeff's, I'm not Jeff's. Raccoon's all never fucking hits. Okay, that's that. Fuck Rocket. He sucks. Anyone who plays him in like, and anyone who and not anyone who plays him in a high level in a duo support lineup and won't switch, you're throwing the game. Period. Leave it at that. Anyways, hope you guys like the tier list. This is my first one, so might be a little bit choppy, but this is kind of what I have. I hope you did enjoy. And I might do another tier list here soon of the maps and some other stuff. Like I want to do one with the team ups and whatnot. But this is what I have currently. I really do hope you enjoyed. And as I said earlier, I did recently make a Star-Lord guide. Basically, it's a full guide on everything Star-Lord. It's a little over 20 minutes. Every nuance and tip you can need. So if you want to check that out, please check out a link in the description where I'll have it. Super good video. I'm almost at 1,000 views for that, so I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please consider leaving a like and a comment on the video. It really helps me out a lot, and I enjoy hearing your thoughts. And the support has been absolutely crazy, both on here, TikTok, Instagram, everything. It's just been super, super awesome. You guys have been fucking amazing. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you do want to see more Marvel Rivals content in the future, I post shorts every day, and I try to post a video every day or two. It kind of depends. I try to get these out more often, but you know, time is only so valuable, and I only have so much of it. But I do try to get these out pretty often. So if you do enjoy this content and want to see more, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really does help me out a lot. And yeah, guys, I appreciate you being here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.